Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we are learning about translations. Translations, the reason we were playing the cha-cha slide is a translation is a slide. Translate left, translate right. We're also going to translate up, and we're going to translate down. Translations are Chapter 6, Lesson 1, and it is also known as a slide. So we're going to start off with some points, and then we will slowly move on to figures. The first point that we're going to work with is point A. It's going to be 1, 2. So please plot point A. 1, 2. In this chapter, you need to label all of your points. You need to label all of your points, just like I did here. Point A. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to translate to the right. What's happening to the x value when we move to the right? It is increasing. Very good. So, when you translate right, and we're going to underline and highlight the word right, you add, and we're going to highlight and underline add to the x value. It changes the value of the x. When you move to the right, you add to the x value. Alright, so we are now going to take point A, 1, 2, and what I would like to do is I want to move it right 3 units. So I'm going to go to my original point, right here, point A, and I'm going to go 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. This is my new point. It's going to be known as point A prime. A prime. What is the ordered pair for A prime? Very good. 4, 2. So now let's look and see what happened here. It went from our original x was 1 to 4, and our y was 2 and then 2. So now I want to write a rule. What changed, x or y? By how much? 3. So our rule is x plus 3, comma y. This is the elementary rule. Move right 3 units. Okay? A 5th grader could follow that. This is the middle school algebra rule. X plus 3, comma y. It means the same thing. It's telling you to go to the right 3. You have to increase x by 3, but y is going to stay the same. And that is the algebra rule. So we went to the right. Now we're going to go to the left. What do we think the rule is going to be? Subtract from the x. When you translate left, we're going to underline and highlight that. You subtract the x value because we're going to be moving to the left. Let's do the same point again. 1, 2. We're going to move it to the left, which means we're going to subtract from the x value. So we're going to subtract from that x value. We are going to move 3 to the left. So move 3 left. So I draw my original point. This is point A. 1, 2, point A. Now I'm going to take that point A and I'm going to move 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. This is now my A prime. What are the coordinates for A prime? -2, 2. As you can see, the x went from 1 to -2, but the y stayed the same. So if we were to write this algebraically, instead of saying move 3 left, because that's elementary, what are we going to write? Tatiana? Perfect. X minus 3, comma, y. Now we are going to translate up. So when you translate up, and up is the key word there, you are going to add, to the y value. Alright, so when you translate up, you are going to add to the y value. When you translate up, you are going to add to the y value. Our point is B, 2, 2. Please plot point B. I would like to move up 3. So from this point, 2, 2, we're going to move up 3. 1, 2, 3. This is our new point, B prime. What is the ordered pair for B prime? 2, 5. As you can see, the x did not change, but the y changed by how much? 3. So this is the elementary way of saying it. Move up 3. What's the algebraic way to write it, Adriana? Very good. X stayed the same. Here we did y plus 3. That increased by 3. There's one more way to move. And the last way to move is down. And what do you think we're going to do to the y value? Subtract. Alright, now what you're going to see here for the fourth example, you're going to write, when you translate down, you are going to subtract from the y value. And you need to plot the point B, 2, 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to move it down 5. Alright, so here I am at my original point, my pre-image, that's the original point, is 2, 2. I'm going to move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to my image, which is B prime. The ordered pair for B prime is 2, negative 3. Again, we went down, so the x stayed 2, but our y went down 5. So if we write it algebraically, Amreen? X, y minus 5 is correct. Nice job. Alright, so now we're going to move away from just single points, and we're going to move entire shapes, or polygons. So we're going to create our first polygon, which happens to be triangle ABC. So it's going to be A is negative 2, 4. B is going to be negative 3, 2. And C is going to be negative 1, 1. So the first step is to plot your original or your pre-image. This is our pre-image. We could even write that vocab word above it. This is our pre-image before we changed it, before we did some sort of transformation. In this case, it's going to be a translation. So I'm going to plot negative 2, 4, and that's A. Negative 3, 2, that is B. And negative 1, 1, that is C. Every time you make a picture, you have to label each point. Then we're going to create A prime, B prime, and C prime, which is our image. I would like to move it 5 units right. 5 units right. There are 2 ways to do this. The first way, start at your first point, A, and move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is now A prime. I look down here, I start at 0, 0. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I found out that it was 3, 4 is the ordered pair. Next, B is right here. I'm going to move 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is B prime, which is 2, 2. Third point is C. I'm going to also move that 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is C prime. And that is going to be 4, 1. This is how we move when we have a graph. If we don't have a graph, you're going to need to do some algebra. Substitute and solve. 5 units to the right. What changes, our x or our y, when we go to the right? The x. So it's going to be x plus 5 or minus 5? Moving to the right is plus 5. And did our y's change? No, because we did not go up or down. So my original point was, and you don't have to write what I'm writing on the post-it, was negative 2, 4. If I knew just this algebra, I could substitute and solve. I'm going to do negative 2 plus 5, 4. What is negative 2 plus 5? 3. That is correct. So A prime is 3, 4. And that's what we found out when we graphed it. This is how I figured it out by substituting and solving into the equation. Next, try the same thing with B. My original B is negative 3, 2. Now I'm going to put in negative 3 for x. So I have negative 3 plus 5, 2. That gives me 2, 2. Is that what we got for B prime? Yes, it is. Alright, so we're in our final example for today. And we're actually going to graph a trapezoid. Trapezoid DEFG. Where D is going to be negative 7, negative 8. E is negative 4, negative 8. F is negative 2, negative 6. And G is negative 8, negative 6. These are the given points, and you need to plot those points and make sure you label each vertex. So there's my D. E is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is E. F is negative 2, 6. Labeling my vertices as I go. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is G. Connect the points and I have my trapezoid. You are now going to take your trapezoid and translate it. So this picture right here, this is our starting picture. Is this our pre-image or our image? This is our pre-image. That is our pre-image. Now we're going to create our image after we transform it to the right 3 and up 8. If we write that algebraically, it's x plus 3 and y plus 8. So now we're doing two things. Every point has to move to the right 3, and then it has to move up 8. Then you can make your final point, which is D prime right here. So I took D, my original D, I went to the right 3, and I went up 8. Then I'm going to record that as point negative 4, 0. I'm going to do the same thing with E. I'm going to move over 3, and I'm going to move up 8, and I'm going to record it here at E prime. That is -1, 0. Because from the original I moved over 3 and then up 8. F, I'm going to move over 3, up 8. This is now my F prime. That is 1, 2. G, to the right 3, up 8. That is G prime. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's -6, 2. Oh, -5, 2. Not -6, sorry. -5, 2. Alright, so down here we have our pre-image, which means up here we have our image. There's a few important things to know about these two shapes. Are these both trapezoids? Yes, they're both trapezoids. Are they both the same size? Yes, they are both the same size. Is the length of GF the same, or G prime F prime, the same as GF? Yes, it is exactly the same. Nothing changed about the figure except its position. So these two shapes are congruent. We have not changed their shape. We have only changed the position. So these two shapes are congruent. They are equal to each other. So we have not changed anything about these shapes. The original one they give us is the pre-image. After we've translated it, then we have our image. You know it's the image because you will see this little apostrophe known as D prime, E prime, F prime, and G prime.